Chapter 15. Trust Issues. Now, let me make one thing abundantly clear before you listen any further. This section is not to cast a shadow over your moral fibre. I'm going to assume that you're an honest and decent individual who will gladly help little old ladies across the street and stop following any friends on social media who start talking about Love Island or Brexit. Yes, indeed, you're my kind of people, and therefore I trust you. But in the minds of your customers, you are a thieving con artist who will put up his own grandmother in part exchange for a packet of Monster Munch. Sadly, market traders get a bad rap. Low prices, eclectic stock, and the ability to pick up the shop and disappear cause a lot of customers to suspect that they're up to no good. And this mistrust is easily transferred into the world of the car boot sale. As I've mentioned before, people will assume that your electronics don't work, that your antiques are all fake, and that the dress you want £1.50 for is barely even worth £1.25. Seriously, how do you sleep at night, you monster? So, what's the solution? Well, if anyone is buying an expensive gadget from you, you could offer them your phone number. That way, if there aren't any problems, you'll be happy to discuss them. The trouble is, and frankly, if you need me to point this out at this stage, then I suggest you start listening to this book again from the beginning. There are a lot of very odd people out there, and giving your phone number to them could be a recipe for disaster. Besides, what guarantee does a mobile number give them anyway? As soon as someone becomes a pest, you'd block their number and that would be the end of it. So why even bother offering it up? The point of a car boot transaction is that it all works under the glorious banner of caveat emptor, or for anyone who didn't study Latin, most of us, that means buyer beware. Who's going to car boot sales to buy expensive gadgets anyway? By all means, put them out on display and offer your email address up to anyone displaying a little bit of doubt, but otherwise, let these people assume the risk. Granted, there are a lot of people selling a lot of broken crap under the premise that it all works fine, but take some comfort in the fact that you are not one of them. Take a moment of positive self-reflection, reward yourself with a smile and a custard cream, and then go on about your day. That said, when it comes to a lack of trust, some people will stretch it to breaking point, which naturally leads me on to this delightful anecdote. The item in question was a mini snooker table. When I say mini, this thing was a toy measuring about 8 inches long, and was an unwanted gift from one of those Scandinavian high street stores which seem to sell just a little bit of everything, while simultaneously being utterly pointless. The toy had never been opened. The box was sealed and shrink-wrapped, and there was a picture of the toy on the box, just so that children and the mentally deficient could be sure they knew what they were getting. Or so you'd like to think. Customer enters stage left and shall be referred to as WFM, which stands for Words Fail Me. WFM picks up the box and begins to study it in great detail. She puts it back down again and continues casting her eye over my stall. Minutes pass and she once again picks up the box. I engage in eye contact and a welcoming smile. WFM continues to study the box, clearly hoping that it is some lost artifact that Indiana Jones must have stolen back from the Nazis, but still no words are exchanged. Eventually, she draws breath, and one can only imagine the PhD dissertation question that her brain has finally sent down to her mouth. How much is it? Nah, too obvious. Is this brand new? Reasonable, but again, not this time. So, ready? Here we go. Here comes the opening gambit to another successful sale. Is this? I'm sorry. To be clear, I'm not sorry. I'm dumbfounded. She is pointing to the picture of the item on a sealed box and is asking if the picture refers to the contents. Now, I'm no marketing expert, but in my experience, most manufacturers, if choosing to use any imagery at all, will default to putting an image of the actual product on the box. Rarely, if ever, have I opened a box with a picture of a toy car on it and been pleasantly surprised to have been presented with a fondue set and £20,000 in holiday vouchers. Who does this person think she's dealing with here? Willy frickin' Wonka? There's no golden ticket here, sweetheart. This is very much a Ron Seal moment for you. in that it does exactly what it says on the tin, or in this case, the box. Naturally, this thought process did not take place in real time, as that would have been rude. Hence my carefully constructed reply, yes. WFM puts the box down and walks away, clearly disappointed that the whole car boot experience was not more akin to some sort of lucky dip, where you think you're buying a Barbie doll with an eyelash missing for 50p, but are in fact about to drive away in a brand new Bentley. Better luck next time.